Hello everyone and welcome to the beautiful, wonderful world of Better Minecraft. In today's episode of the survival series, I was considering that maybe it's a good time to go down underground back to the spider spawner and start working on an exploit for it. We have Catherine the Fletcher, who is always looking for string, and in exchange she provides us with emeralds, which we will need a lot of. So without further ado, let's see if we can get to that spider spawner and make something beautiful like this. So let's get down into the spider cave, as we are going to have to do a lot of transforming in here to make this fit into the vision that I've got for it. But the main objective for right now is to get down to that spider spawner and turn that into a little bit of a string and XP farm. Won't be a very good one, I guess, if I remember correctly, but it will be one nonetheless. So what I want to do here is dig out 5 blocks in every direction. So why not 4 and 5? The 5th one will obviously be the walls of the spawner. And even though we won't be seeing it a lot, it still needs to be pretty. So for the first part, let's go. So this is the ground level. So that's going to be 1, 2, that's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me start digging this out, and then we will see what it looks like. So that looks like the first, or the top layer, has been dug out. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like a perfect square. And while digging out, just look at all the ores we've uncovered. This is going to have to be collected, but that's not the main objective for right now. But now I'm thinking, before I continue, what are we gonna do for the walls and the roof of this little area? I was thinking maybe we could use some of those pretty dirt blocks that we've uncovered. You know what? The thing is, I would like to do the walls for the top half before I dig out the bottom half. Otherwise, it's just going to be more difficult to actually fill in the walls. So I guess it is nighttime already. And I think the good thing would be for me to go and get some of those blocks that we need. So I did come back with quite a variety of different dirt blocks. that we can use, but I think even though I'm going to use a variety, I want to use these spider dirt carvings to just mark down the center row of this whole build in here. So if we do something like this, then we can fill it in randomly with the other dirt blocks, and it will really be kind of like a random block palette. I mean, it is only for spiders after all. Now what I am thinking is that on this side we will have a little killing room, which is where all the spiders are going to be collected to be killed off. Then I've got another idea of what I want to do in the center part of the roof, but for now let's just randomly place some of these dirt blocks. I think this is looking pretty nice for what I've got in mind. Yeah, I can live with this. This will definitely be beautiful. But now we need to start working on the bottom layer. So I do have some of these lamps that does work with redstone. You can switch them on and off, and by giving them a redstone signal you can use that to switch it on and off. So I want to see if I can make a plan to use these lamps in this farm. So first off we'll put one in here, and we will just cover it up with a trapdoor, like so. And then we are going to need to get up there to try and wangle a maneuver to switch the lights on and off. Well, now I wonder if we... Yes! Perfect! Are they all working? Yeah, they're all working. Everyone on or off? Off, off. On, and on. Perfect. Now that we've gotten this far, it's time to dig some more. So, bottom half is done. Now we can just start doing this. This will be the border just showing us the level that the spawner is on. Okay, so now we need to figure out how we are going to get power to these lamps that we have to place over here. So I've got the redstone figured out for the floor. So switch it off, everything is off. Switch it on, everything is on. So that's working perfectly. Now we can finish putting in the floor. There you go, floor is in. Let's cover up these lights. Now we will need to get the walls in. This side we'll leave open for now because we're still gonna have to work a little bit on that side. But let's just get a few torches on there. There you go, I think this looks good. Now we can start working on where we're going to kill these little friends of ours. So I think on this side we'll dig out a little kill chamber. And right about here we will be standing and killing them off. Darkness, my old friend. And now it is light. This is working perfectly. However, now we need to dig our way out of here. And obviously it's not just digging our way out of here for now. This will be more of a permanent staircase joining us back to the spider caves. And as we get back up, let me turn around and go and show you a little bit of the redstone magic that we used to get our redstone signal up to the top lanterns, or lamps at least. We didn't use any lanterns now, did we? Now I'm not going to block off all these empty spaces. I will just use a few torches to keep it lit up so that we can't have any nasties spawning up here. Oh, I do love the way that this is turning out. This is going to be beautiful when it's done. So we need to figure out how we are going to finish this spawner. But for now I think I can remove these torches since we've got enough light in here to keep any spiders from spawning. But as a test, we can now see if this contraption of ours is oh yes, it's working. It's working. Oh my, it's working really well. That was a quick spawn. Really? Oh my. It's definitely working. Let me have a carrot. And then we can see what we can figure out. I think this area is looking almost about big enough, I would think. But now we're going to have to see how are we going to do this. Because we are going to have to make a kill chamber to get the spiders in. Now I'm thinking that I want the spiders to come this side in here to be killed off. But that might mean we need to go a little lower on the floor over here. Then we're gonna have to see about doing something. Yeah. And I'm not going to have enough of this glass that I really want to use here. But now I think once everything's done on the inside, I wouldn't need to come in here again. So you can just start blocking off like so. And then I don't think we're gonna need too many light sources, and I believe that would be enough light in here. Now keeping with the aesthetics, I'm going to use these dirt blocks for floors. We are running a little short on tinted glass, but I know we've got this geode right here at the end of the mine, but I don't know whether I've been close enough to it for the geodes to grow, so that might be a problem. But I guess we can just go and check it out, because if we don't, we will never know. Now, if I can just remember how to get down. Yeah. And oh yes, looks like we've got some that's ready to be harvested. Not too many, but 48 is better than 40 none. So I'm going to need to figure out how we are going to do this. I am going to use some water to direct the spiders to the area that I would like them to end up in, but I'm gonna have a look and see how best I can do this. Now that the water is flowing up to the edge, we can fill a little bit of water in this side as well, and that should push the spiders across and around the corner, like so. But it's still not reaching the end that I want it to, so we're going to have to make a different plan. So I believe that's going to work, but we can just test it out and see if everything goes to the corner over there. Oh, and it does! Perfectly. So now I'm a little bit unsure whether this is going to work, so I believe I need to test it out quickly. Got a spider. Let's see. It's coming. It's trying to come for me, fighting against the water. But eventually, I guess, it will just get in the corner. And I should be able to take it out. So now we can place a barrel down here, and we can connect a few hoppers to see if we can collect all the drops that comes from the spiders. Final hopper, they should all be running into each other, and then we can just test out everything. Throw a few blocks and see if they end up in the hopper. And they are going down the water stream, and I'm sure this should be perfect. Let's just check. And that's working perfectly. So let me close up this little hole here, and then we can go ahead. Okay, so let's test this and see how well it works. Oh, it seems to work, but it's painful. It's really, really painful. And I realize this design isn't the best design out there, but it is working at least, and we are getting spiders. But I guess they are going to get stuck up on the roof all over, as you can see some of them already climbing up. So we're going to have to take a step back and reconsider our options. Dealing with these spiders are much more trouble than it's supposed to be. So I'm thinking that I might need to re-evaluate my life choices here. And we are going to change this up to something a little bit more manual, but something that I think is going to work much better in the long run. So give me a few moments to remove all of this hard work that I've done, and then I will show you what I've got in mind. So I guess now that I've taken away all the hard work I've done, I've also closed up that part at the top there, and now we can start working on how we are going to effectively do this in more of a manual sort of way. First off, I think let me finish putting in some walls for the chamber down at the bottom. Walls and the floor, perfect. Now we just need to figure out what we're going to do to close this up. But first of all, I need to do this part here. So we're going to have a little hallway in here, which is going to be our access to the whole spider farm. So spiders shouldn't be able to come into a one wide passage, from what I remember at least. So this is going to be how we're going to sort of manage the spiders and keep them out of our hair in a little bit of a manual farming situation. So if we do this, and I'm just trying to fill in this walls a little bit so that we can glass them up. Since we do have some of this glass available so that we can see into the spawning area, so that's going to be great. Now obviously we want as little light as possible to get in there, and to do that we're just going to build up the walls around this side here. Maybe something like this. We'll have a doorway and we'll have more glass over here just so that we can see inside. Then, since I don't have any doors with me, I'm thinking that these trap doors might just work alright for what we have planned. And yeah, I think this is looking at least a little better than the previous option. Now, what I want to do next is I did bring these little oak stools that we've used previously to deal with witches. So I think that should maybe be able to capture the spiders. Well, I'm going to put them on the floor and we will see if that does help to capture the spiders. So let's put them all along the walls. This could possibly help prevent the spiders from climbing the walls. If they do get stuck on the stools, they obviously cannot climb the walls. And then maybe take away these ones and put another ring of stools around in this row, like so. Now, I don't know whether that's going to prevent the spiders from spawning, though. We will have to just quickly run a test to see. But doing a test is not that difficult. We just go, we switch off this little light, wait for them to spawn, and oh my, they do seem to still spawn. Let's get some light and we can go in there. And well, some of them are simply just dying by themselves. And this is going to be so much easier to take them out. Because they are stuck, they cannot come and get me. But I'm thinking maybe we should just have a little bit less of them. Just to help more spiders spawn. So how about... Look, the ones against the walls, I think I can leave. Let's do that. Take this one away as well. This one, so that we just give them a little bit more space to spawn. So let's do that. Like that. Let's go and test this and see how well they spawn. Switch off the lights, and they do seem to spawn directly on. Oh, I didn't take that into consideration, now did I? But the skelly can also get stuck. No problems there. So it seems that the ones that spawns against the walls are the ones that's suffocating and dying by themselves. Which I don't really mind. I mean, spiders isn't necessarily the best for gaining XP, but I think we've got a decent string farm going. We'll just keep a little barrel for storage. So this is obviously not the best ever spider spawner farm, but I think I like it nonetheless. So we do have this room up here, which I don't know what we're going to do with, but I can just as well put in some walls just to make it look like something is going on here. I guess we can use this as a little bit of a storage room in case we need to. Perfect. So we would need to go and get some materials to finish up this side, and I think we are going to be just perfect. So I think while I'm working on this little area to make it look better, we can just switch off the lights so that we can get some spiders spawning, which we can just from time to time go and deal with. Maybe just because we don't want to be losing anything that might be useful to us, I must just move this outer row in so that the spiders doesn't suffocate. Yes, I know, it's cool for them to suffocate, but we want the loot and we want the XP. So, in order to achieve that, we're gonna have to keep them from suffocating. Let's go switch the lights and see if this has any better effect. Now we can start fixing up our building. And instead of boring you with the stone breaking details, let me do that and I will meet you back up when I'm done, so that I can show you what I've done. But for now, I will see you in a minute or two. So in today's episode we have made a little spider farm. Not automatic as I would have liked it to be, but spiders tend to be so prickly when it comes to water and climbing walls and everything. So we built this farm and it is manual, but these tools are such a great help. Furthermore, we have made a little easy to get out staircase. But before we go out and before we go in here, just remember to subscribe to the channel if you would like to be kept up to date on future videos. You can also like the video, that does help the channel out a lot. But that's enough of me begging for your likes and subscriptions. Through this door, we've got access to all the redstone that we've used to light up this farm. We've used these simple white lamps to provide the light, since they do react to redstone signals. Then we have gone and we've built a staircase up to the surface. Now we will come back and we are still going to do a lot of work in these spider caves because I can see some potential. We can go up, and eventually we will see the light. And as I see the light, I bid you farewell until the next episode. Have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.